Welcome into the Film Guy Network. It's football season, which means I've got a film study for you.
What's up? You like that? You really like that?
Let's shut up and grind some tape.
What is up, ladies and gentlemen? Welcome in to the Film Guy Network. I'm your host, Brooks Austin, the director of recruiting for Sports Illustrated. And I got to tell you, there are few coordinators in this world that I love watching more than Steve Sarkisian. Very few. I think he's one of the more creative coordinators in all of college football, but more importantly, he calls the game with more insight into what's actually happening right in front of him than any coordinator I've ever really seen, any play caller I've ever really seen. Now, Kyle Flood should get a lot of credit for being able to see what he sees from the box. But man, what a delightful play caller this guy is. If there is something that shows itself available in Series 1, you can bet your bottom dollar that it will happen in Series 2. So as we approach the Red River Rivalry, I wanted to see like, hey man, how did this Brent Venables versus Steve Sarkisian battle go last year in this matchup? Obviously, Oklahoma turned this football team over multiple times. How did they create it? As much love as I have for Sarkeesian as a offensive mind, I have just as much respect and admiration for Venables, Brent as we call him around here. I have as much respect for him defensively as a coordinator as anybody in the sport as well. When you give this guy time to prepare for an offense, when you give him time to study, first of all, he's going to find tendencies. You're going to see this to start this football game. My God, does he find tendencies? Not only that, he's going to mix packages on you. He's going to play a lot of different stuff. His guys are going to play fast, well-prepared, and physical. I love that they, just like the Georgia-Florida game, I love that they give both of these football teams a week off before they play one another because, my God, are they ready for one another, and does it provide such a tremendous football game. I'm so excited for Red River this weekend. I pray that Michael Hawkins and that offense from Oklahoma can do something, can muster up some type of performance to give us some type of close football game in this one, because I know Steve Sarkisian is going to be able to manage some points. I'm super excited for this one. Hey, if you're a Texas fan, Oklahoma fan, and you have found us today due to the algorithm, thank you, YouTube, for putting us in front of these folks. And if you like it, all right, if you're one of those viewers and you're new to us and you like what we got going on, make sure you hit that thumbs up button, and damn sure make sure you subscribe. We do this all year long on this here channel. We got a saying around here, without further ado, let's shut up and let's grind the tape. Somebody yesterday, Jonathan, when we went viral in the Alabama space, somebody said, this yahoo in some random studio completely exposed Kane Womack in 4 minutes. We ought to fire his ass. Just like that. So yeah, yahoo in the studio, part 2. Let's get after it. Here we go. Start the football game. All right, Texas opens the game with the rock. Let's see what happens. Hold on. We got to, can you figure out what the hell's going on with my bar down here? Oh, here, it disappeared on me. All right, we're good now. We're going to 6:20 to start this football game. Yeah, go ahead and mute me there, my bad. All right, so they start the football game with a turnover. Now, how do they do it? All right, first possession or first play of the game. One thing I'm going to tell you, no matter how vertically good they are, right, no matter how much speed they have on the field, they got A.D. Mitchell and Xavier Worthy on the field right here, all right, with Cedric Baxter in the backfield. No matter how vertically explosive they can possibly be, all right, they are going to be a screen-oriented offense, right? They are going to be a team that, as most people nowadays in college football and high school football and football in general, they're doing what we call extended handoffs, right? These are portions of the run game. These are extended handoffs. All we're really trying to do is run the old Green Bay Packers truck toss, right? But we're doing it out of a throwing motion. And the way you've got to be able to defend this team, all right, is you have got to be really, really disruptive against blocks out on the perimeter. This is how you start a football game as a corner. You toss that third-round draft pick on his face. You say, get the hell up out of here. It's Red River. I'm here to stick. You know what I mean? That's how we play this football game, and that's how this football game opens up, all right? And that's how both defenses play. They play physical, they play fast, they play prepared, 100% prepared, all right? And this next snap is an exact definition of that, all right? The exact definition. I want you to watch this entire defensive unit throughout the day. I want you to watch how they communicate. I want you to watch the frequency as they all go to communicate at the same time. All right, you're going to see a very, very prepared defense when you play Brent Venables. Brent, I'm telling you right now, watch. As soon as the motion comes, I want you to watch this guy. Danny Stutzman coming back 5th year, right? I believe 4th, 5th year nonetheless. Boom! Ah! Whoa! Everyone's going to alert. Everyone's alerting. Ah! What are we alerting for? We know what we're doing. We know we got something. So here we go. We're going to blitz. We're going to roll down, play cover 0. You're going to go over here into the flat because we know we got this double square in over here, and they're doing some type of quick screen down here. Look at all these eyes. Look at all these eyes dedicated. One. All these eyes dedicated to their responsibilities out of empty right here, all right? And we're going to roll it. We're going to trick him. We're going to roll down. We're going to roll up underneath this. We got these double slants. How? Well, I'm going to tell you, old Brent Brent does as good of a job in college football as anybody identifying tendencies. If you have one, he's going to find it, all right? If you have one, he's going to find it. He's going to have his football team prepared for it. So, again, we got the double square in coming over here and the end of the boundary screen right here, all right? And they're prepared for it. Force a turnover. Honestly, Quinn Ewers, you got to eat this football. And I think he does eat this football this year. I don't think he throws this one. I think there's been certainly some maturation and some growth with Quinn Ewers. But I wanted to show you that again. Let's go back to the top. Look at the identification. Look at what they got going on. They know. Whole team communicating at the same time. They're out here making plays. And one thing you're not going to see us do a lot of today, guys, you're not going to see a lot of us watching Oklahoma stop the run, all right, because they do that really, really well. I'm not here to teach you that. All right, we're going to look at a few run plays every now and then, but most of this stuff is through the air, all right? All right, so one thing I know about Venables, all right, is he's going to give you a bunch of looks. That last play, all right, we saw some man coverage, all right, with some safeties over the top, right? We've also seen some zone coverage to start this football game, all right? And then we go all the way to 12:02, the second possession of the game, all right? And you're going to get a cover 1 look right here. He is sending pressure, okay? We got man-to-man over here. There's a safety all the way back here. I believe you can't quite see him. We got man-to-man. Everybody else is dedicated to the box, all right? You're going to get a variety of looks. In just 2 plays from now, we're going to get what almost looks to be like a prevent, but it's not, okay? So understand that when you play this football team, you can't just line up and play football or can't just line up and assume that you know what they're going to do. Venables does the best job of many coordinators that I study, mixing looks, giving a variety of looks. 13:34. Sorry, guys, I didn't have time to cut all this up, so we're using somebody else's cut up. Third and a zip code. Third and a zip code right here. All right, and look, this is what I'm talking about now. I understand why they're doing it, right? Because it is 3rd and forever. Right here, I think it's 3rd and 14. They're going to play this really soft zone coverage, all right? They're actually going to drop him. They're going to drop another one. I think they rush 3 and drop 8 right here and rally to the football. They rush 4 and drop 7, actually, all right? Force the check down. That's the whole point. Force the check down. And right here, this is where you got to be great, right? This is where Oklahoma's got to remain really, really solid this year. When you force check downs, you got to rally to the football, tackle, and get them up off the field, all right? You know for a fact when you play Steve Sarkisian, you're going to get a really, really well-designed screen game, all right? Not just RPOs, not just tunnel screens, not just bubble screens out in the perimeter. You're going to get tight end screens. You're going to get running back screens. You're going to get screens that end up hitting right here as well. So you have to be prepared for it. So especially on long downs, when we're dropping everybody out, trying to get them to the sticks and keep everything in front of it, all right, you've got to be able to rally and tackle the football. I love this technology. I've had it for years, and I love it every single time I get on it. People coming into the YouTube comments nowadays, Jonathan, and asking, hey, what's that software? What's that software? Buddy, if you watch us long enough, you'll ask me, you'll hear me tell Jonathan to put it up on the board. If you just watch long enough. No, I'm not going to comment and tell you what it is. But we don't hide nothing around here, do we? Nope. No, we don't. It's right there available for you. Here's a replay of the fake punt, all right? Oklahoma gets up off the field, Texas pulls out a fake punt out of their bag on their own 25-yard line. Huevos rancheros on this dude, man. Huevos rancheros on this dude. All right, we're going to 15-19. All right, so this is something that Sark used to do. I noticed this first at Atlanta. All right, we don't have to run big five-man concepts. We don't have to get into empty to throw the football effectively. Sometimes we can get into two tights, which I think they're in right now. Look, little Y, little H, right? We can force this, pseudo zone coverage look, right? We got one middle of the field safety, his butt's to the sideline. He's trying to disguise, but stop the cap, son. We know what you're doing. You're playing cover three. You know why? Because everybody else is in a line. You want to know what zone coverage looks like? Look at the linebackers. Look at the second-level defenders. They're always going to be in line with one another because they all have the same responsibilities. 3.5 or 4, or heels at 4, okay? Read, run, play, pass. They all have the same responsibilities. So here's this look, right? And by the way, I'm going to tell you right now, he's going to come back to it. This grass over here looks really, really good if we want to attack it with counter. He's going to come right back to it. But nonetheless, I wanted to show you this. It's not always big time, like full field, full read concepts. Sometimes it's nice and simple. We got the Dover coming here, and we got a hitch right here. Now, the difference is Danny Stutzman, I believe, is the one who gets up underneath this window, all right, and takes away that hitch. Quinn's not going to throw that because that's a 6'4", 250-pound linebacker that's standing right there with 34.5-inch arms. All right, so that play's nixed. The deep over's getting covered by the safety. All right, so sometimes you got these big 4 or 5 wide receiver concepts. All right, then the next thing you know, they get in heavy personnel, and they're running a two-man concept with a check down. I think we flare a back later, all right, at some point. The back's already flared. I think that's his shadow right there. So it's really a two-man concept with a check down that's over here to his left. All right? But here's what I love about this guy. All right? It doesn't work, right? We try to take a shot. It doesn't work. But he gets right back into a very, very similar set, stays in 12 personnel. All right? We get a rushed look at this, so I got to make sure I pause it correctly at the right time. All right. We get in the same personnel. We have the Y attached. That's the H. Actually, the Y's on the flip side. We got the Y attached. That's the H, right? We force this pseudo cover 3 look. Safety's all the way back here. And I told you, that grass over there on that end zone cut looked really, really good, didn't it? It looked really, really good. So here's a coordinator. I have the opportunity to sit here and watch all these replays, and I'm like, damn, that looks like it could hit for counter right there. And guess what? The very next play, under 20 seconds of real time, he comes right back to the counter, and guess what smashes for 9 yards? This guy. All right, this guy. So if you present a look, even when you're successful, he might be giving you that look just to see how you line up in the sumbitch. You see what I'm saying? All right, so this is two coordinators. Every single time they line up with one another, they are going toe-to-toe. This is a coordinator battle more than any other thing. Like, most SEC games are like, ooh, who's going to win it at the line of scrimmage? This is one of those, don't get me wrong, but it's really a battle of wits between these two coordinators, in my opinion. All right, we're going to go 1550 right here. Two stud coordinators battling it out, okay? He tries to line back up, right, and it looked 30 seconds, okay, on the play clock, so we're running with pace now, all right? And guess what? Oklahoma's going to be like, all right, screw all that. We're cover 0 right now, third down. We're automatically checking into it, and they play this run really, really effectively. Come downhill, a lot of bodies dedicated to stopping the run, all right? Good defensive call here as well to already have this built in and have your guys like to understand, hey, situational play, it's 3rd and 2, we're getting rushed right now. This is even without helmet comms last year, so he has no ability to tell his guys what's going on right now, even though he's in the comms. This year he's going to be able to do it, right? So these guys are automatically knowing, hey, even though they flipped the tight, look how quickly this happens. You know how many teams that play against, that's flip, that's a Y and an H. You know how many teams that play against Texas get caught off guard right here? Right? Michigan got caught off guard right here in a very similar situation midway through the 3rd quarter, gave up a Ryan Wingo touchdown on an end around. All right, if you don't get lined up and as coaches say, get your cleats in the ground, we are in big, big trouble. So great job right here of understanding the responsibilities on the fly, all right, and getting, forcing a fourth down right here. The notes just say, Jesus H, look at this. Oh, I know why. Backup quarterback, I don't know man's name, but man's look like he's 6'4", 230, don't he? Man's look big. That's not Quinn Ewers, all right? I'm thinking as a defense, quarterback run. We're getting some type of run right here. We have to be. It's 4th and 1. All right, no. We're going to bring the backup off the bench who ain't thrown a damn ball since pregame. We're going to bring him off the bench on 4th and 1, and we're going to throw a little wildcat pass, a little pop pass right to the tight end. And because this game is absolute pure chaos and is hammered drunk at noon, 11 a.m. local time, we're going to fumble this football at the end of this and get us a nice replay too. I mean, you can't make it up just how competitive this football game is, right? Between coordinators, between players. Look at that play by 12, punching that rock. That's so awesome. 2 tried to get it too. These guys play so damn hard.
Is that not Malik Murphy?
It might be.
It has to be what it is.
Why is he wearing 17 though?
Maybe it's not him.
That's not Malik Murphy.
I couldn't remember what number he wore.
No, that's not Malik Murphy. That 17 looks almost like a backup tight end, but he's got a quarterback towel on his butt. Yeah, give me the 2023 roster. Find the height weights on number 17. We're going to introduce the new audience to a little game called Brooks is a Wizard. Number 17, based off film, looks like he's 6'4", 225.
6'4", 225, okay. According to, wait, this is this year's rough. No, it's 2023. The only person I'm seeing as a number 17 that could be that size is an edge player. His name is Jamon Tapp, and he's 6'3", 266.
I don't know who that is. He's big, though. Nonetheless, the play call is what I was looking at. We're out here throwing. It looks like his last name is Blue. I can't even read the last name on that. Texas fans will have already corrected us in the chat by now.
For sure.
All right, so they understand. They know who it is. We're sitting here. No, you're good. You're good. I'm the one that asked for it. I blame Texas's roster for not being updated properly. That's who I'm blaming. We're going to blame the ops. All right, 9 out of 10 times jet motion catches this sweep. 9 out of 10 times. I've seen so many teams run this junk or line up in that trips bunch and run that end around that way. I have never seen, until I turned this tape on, we're actually going to run the jet motion and then run Isaiah Bond behind him. Or who is that? That is number 7, whoever number 7 is. Look at this. Every single time I've ever seen this play ran, we fake the running back or we give it to the jet and then fake the running back after. I've never seen the third stack guy run in motion with him after the snap, and now we've turned the jet dude into a lead blocker. This play hits massively, all right, or at least puts one-on-one with the Oklahoma safety right here if Danny Stutzman doesn't do that. What a great play right here by 28. Again, tremendous coordinating, tremendous play call, individual effort. It doesn't matter. I can sit here and dial up the perfect thing as an offense. If there is one player on the defense with a tremendous individual effort, we are cooked. Everything about this from Danny Stutzman is incredible. Watch him bump his leverage the moment he gets jet motion. Look at him, boom. Now we're going to bump leverage, all right? And we're already keying. Our weight and our pressure is out here on our right side. We're ready to go. We're already anticipating what we think is going to happen. As soon as it happens, we key. Now here's the key. There's a major key. We're going to feint this guy. We're going to duck back inside and get back outside as quick as possible so we don't lose outside contain. That's as good as it gets, guys. That's as good as it gets from an individual effort. Talk about being prepared, man. Talk about being prepared. I don't know. I would love to sit in a lot of defensive meetings, but I would really love to sit in Brent Brett's meetings this week. I would love to know how he's seeing and what he's seeing. You know what I'm saying? You know what I'm saying? Like, how are you teaching these guys to be this patient. Look at this, man. We got orbit motion out of, what are we in, 21 personnel. We've got 2 backs, 1, 2. We got a tight end. All right, the orbit motion. I'm thinking run all day. First or second and 9, I'm thinking run, 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 run. They put the ball in the belly of the back. I'm thinking run. Look at this dude. This dude ain't moved. This dude has not moved a damn inch. And you know what he's about to do? He's about to make a play. Bam. All right, shock up, ball in the air. We got an interception. You know why? You cannot watch this Oklahoma team and tell me they are not prepared. I know that's a smart football player. I know he is. I've been watching him for years. I know he's good. But I guarantee you, if you talk to this guy post-game, he'd probably say, Coach prepared me all week for play action in the red zone, second down. I mean, don't move. Does not move an inch on that ball fake. And that's who they're trying to deke, man. They're trying to get this guy, and they're trying to get this guy. If that guy moves an inch, we've got a touchdown as an offense. Instead, it's a turnover in the red zone, going back the other way. Also, Quinn, I think this ball needs to be on a line. But I also understand what we're doing here. We're trying to throw this over a really, really tall linebacker. And I got to say, and it'll pop its head up in the film study later, and it's already popped its head up on Oklahoma's film this year. I think Venables, Brent, does the best job in college football of teaching these linebackers how to impact passing lanes as hook zone droppers. All right, as hook zone defenders, whether it be showing simulated pressure and then dropping back and getting an interception like they did against Auburn last week, whether it be, a couple weeks ago where Auburn's trying to run an RPO and we play both the guard scheme and hold the combination block while also floating back and getting into the passing windows. Now, it also certainly helps that Danny Stutzman plays linebacker with the length and the size of an edge rusher. It certainly helps, but they do a tremendous job of teaching this, okay? I don't see as many linebackers in college football covering as much ground and impacting as many windows as these guys. This ball should be like this. This ball has to be like this. Our tight end has to jump for it, which means the safety is going to light his ass up and the ball is going to be in the air. So there's a lot of things that created that turnover right there, most of which are preparation and length. Preparation and length. You enjoying this, J-Will? Mm-hmm. You better be. You better be. Make sure you hit that thumbs up button at home. All right. I just want to be a nerd and watch these guys. Watch these guys absorb and respond to motion right here. Watch them communicate. Watch everybody rock and roll. What it looks to be a Tampa 2. Now we're going to return the motion back, and everyone moves in sanctity. Look at all these guys move together. There's no turning around, talking, hey, communicate. No. That looks like second nature to those guys. All right, that looks like second nature to those guys because they've spent 2 weeks getting prepared for every single look they possibly can. Does it mean you're going to have success? No, it does not. You still got to execute, but there's certainly a high level of preparedness from this Oklahoma defense. Now, again, hey, we have forced a check down, and when you force a check down against Texas, when you're playing zone, you have won. All right, you have won. So now what we got to do? What we got to do? We got to rally to the football, and we got to tackle. We got to get this sumbitch on the ground. Get him on the ground, force a third down. Good job. Get him on the ground, force a third down. All right, 34-59. Now, here's the difference. All right, they're going to motion and get a stacked release. All right, this is what a stacked release looks like. The ball is being snapped right now. So these corners, all right, they've got to decide how are we going to respond to this stacked bunch. All right, they try to run something similar to this as a concept. Now, what you're going to see is this corner who is going to be responsible for this deep quarters, he's having to run over the top of his own guy because they're forcing this stack. So this corner that was running with Xavier Worthy that's now bumping his leverage, he's automatically running to grass or running to the deep portion of this field. Watch how this plays out from that corner. Boom. All right, so he's automatically running to the deep half with what, like 12 yards of advanced notice on Xavier Worthy. So if the concept right here is to try to get on top of this corner, this first snap has told us it's just not happening. Watch how this develops, all right? This, I think, ends up being a scramble. But look, if we hitch that down, that looks wide open, does it not? We can kind of see that, all right? That's Xavier Worthy with about 15 yards of clearance, but he's certainly not getting on top of that corner. So in my notes right here, I got written down in 2024, I think Quinn throws this back shoulder. All right, in 2024, I think they convert this to a hitch. All right, now, it doesn't take, just remember a mental picture of this, the stacked release, trying to get back on top, all right, and it's seeing like on film, we need to sit that down in the void. All right, everybody's got that mental picture, everybody's got the mental note. Class, I'm telling you right now, it's going to be on the quiz. It's going to be on the quiz here in a little bit. So make sure, as my calculus teacher would say, make sure you put a big hairy hand next to that note, all right? Put a big old hairy hand next to that note. You know what a hairy hand looks like, Jonathan?
Nope.
That's how he would draw hairy hands. And your look on your face is the exact look why it worked, okay? Because if you write that in your notebook next to something, you're going to remember why you did it. It must have been important, right? Yeah, a hand with 3 fingers and hair coming out of the side. That was a hairy hand from Coach Wilson. Oh, look, he didn't even wait. Look at this shit. He came right back to it. I thought he came back to it later. He doesn't. He comes right back to it. He forced the stack release right here, okay? Look, they're no huddle doing it, so they can't get a replay. And now they're throwing that back shoulder ball. All right, but they call a false start, I think. I think they call a false start right here so the play doesn't work. He didn't even wait. Look at that. Same thing, different picture, forcing what he knows you're going to do. So this is what I was talking about with, hey, maybe you can bait this guy. You know what I mean? Maybe we can show him something's available and then trap him the next time he's going to come back to it. But the hard part is we've got to know when he's trying to do that, and it's a guessing game at that point. All right, but he didn't wait. He didn't wait any time at all right there. Came right back to that stacked release and tried to get this to hit. And he's going to live there. He's going to live there for the next couple of possessions, all right? They're going to eventually get to this. 2 different ways, by the way. 2 different ways. Block disruption, it is the key. It is the key. These guys care, man. These guys care. These guys work hard. These guys practice hard. They're trained hard how to do this, okay? These guys will disrupt blocks, all right? They will get guys down on the ground out in the space, all right? I love the way the corners and the nickels from Oklahoma play. I don't know if all of them are going to play on Sundays for a long time. I do love, however, how they play the game of football. Give me a time check there, Jay Will.
28 minutes.
All right. We're cruising. We're cruising. 26:33. All right, they came right back to it. I think. Oh, no. This is the red zone out and in and up. All right, with the smash. All right, so we have a smash concept working here. We've got the arrow in the flat with the corner. We're trying to apex this defender, all right, and read this safety, run away from his leverage. If this guy ends up underneath it, it makes this read really, really hairy. But the good news is, if this guy leaks, guess what? We've got the red zone in and up, the old NCAA play, coming right from Xavier Worthy right here. So everything is working left to right. We're probably going to read this into a progression of 1, 2, and 3. All right, so let's watch how this progression, let's watch how these eyes work for Quinn. All right, so the first thing he's doing, he peeked this defender. All right, so he knows, all right, we're taking away the arrow immediately. Now he's got his eyes on the safety while simultaneously reading the up underneath defender. Watch this. So his eyes are going to follow that. All right, now he doesn't like that. So we're going to come off of that, and we got our red zone in and up, and he wants to throw it right now. He wants to throw this ball. However, he sees Danny Stutzman's eyes on him. Stutzman's going to settle as soon as this pump fake happens. Boom. He's going to settle, bring his feet to balance, and what that tells me as a quarterback is I can't throw that ball. I don't know what happened there. I can't throw that ball. As soon as the linebacker settles right there, right here, I can't do this. Now, I wonder, because I've seen it this year, that's an NFL throw, and you're an NFL quarterback. We all think you are. I've seen him make throws like this year. I saw him make a lot of throws like this against Michigan. Some uber confident throws. Now, he didn't play the last, 2 weeks? Last 2 games? So this is the first game back. All right, I don't know if he's going to be 100% himself, but this year, this guy has hit this ball. All right? It's one of those answers, or one of those examples, though, of Sark always trying to have an answer for his quarterback, an answer with which pressure will always rectify. You know what I mean? We put somebody in that quarterback's lap, he's screwed. That's every quarterback, not just Quinn. That's every Q. That's always my favorite quarterback analysis. You got to get to him with 4. All right, 1st and 10. PN10. You know, every time PN10, all right, first play of the possession, you got to understand against Sark, if you're getting a run, you're probably getting his best run. You know what I mean? He's probably going to put you into a formation that he knows he can win against. And I know they're not as good at running back this year as they were last year. I 100% in my heart of hearts believe they are better on the offensive line. They have become better at doing things like this. All right, these plays this year against even a unit like Michigan, when Texas's offensive coordinating staff designed a run fit that was perfect, meaning like this counter right here. This counter is awesome. We're going to bring the H. We're going to block down these guys, and we're going to kick the defensive end. We're going to block everybody out here. All that's left is the front side inside linebacker, and we're going to wrap, okay, the H back for him. All right, watch how this hits and watch how it should be executed. Right here, this is clean as day. All right, this is clean as day. The only problem is this combination block, which I'm going to address in a second. This should hit in this crease and be one-on-one with the safety right about now. In 2024, with the way Texas's offensive line has been playing, this is one-on-one with the safety right now. All right, but here's what F's it up, if you will. Let's look at this left guard and left tackle's combination block on this 3 technique. They're trying to move this 3 tech all the way back to the backside inside linebacker. Okay, they're trying to move this down lineman into him. Now, what do we say around this there? We say 2 hands, 4 eyes. Or actually 3 hands on the down lineman, 4 eyes on the linebacker. Meaning, as we go to combo, me, come here, Jonathan, put us in 1. All right. As we go to combination block, this is going to let everybody know how big this guy is. All right, I'm the guard, you're the tackle. We got a 3 technique right here in front of us. We're going all the way back to that backside inside linebacker. You got Mike 5. All right, here we go. We're going to take our steps together. All right, I'm going to have 2 hands on that down lineman. He's going to have 1. We've got 3 hands on that down lineman. All 4 of our eyes are at that linebacker together. And we're going to work this guy in unison until that linebacker declares. The moment that linebacker declares, he's going to take him, and I'm going to stay on my guy. Get back over there and run them cameras. All right, so that's what a great combination block looks like. 3 eyes, or 3 hands, 4 eyes. Let's grade how this works from Texas's offensive linemen. Let's really, really slow this down and put this into some half speed so the folks at home can see this. Put us in 2. All right, so there's the eyes from the guard. We can see him. He's got eyes on linebacker, doesn't he? It's very clear as day. He's got eyes on linebacker. So let's see what goes wrong. All right, Guard appears to me he sees the linebacker going over the top, doesn't he? He's trying to push body lean back into this 3 tech and take it over. The tackle should be coming off because the linebacker's trying to work over the top. Does the tackle come off? No, he does not. He stays on. All right, and the guard's now running because the guard saw it. The tackle didn't. So whose eyes are wrong? The tackle's eyes are wrong. All right, guess who doesn't have wrong eyes this year? Kelvin Banks, that left tackle. Because you know why? He might be the first tackle up off the board this year. He's playing phenomenally. All right, he's playing phenomenally. So I think this has been drastically improved this year by this offensive line. All right, let's put it back into normal speed. We got a couple more plays to show you guys. All right. 52-51, I told you about Sark, okay? If he sees you doing something, he's coming back to it. He's coming back to it. There's no doubt about it. He's going to force this stack release. There it is again. He knows you're bailing. He knows if I run this and I run this, that hitch is going to be wide ass. That hitch is going to be wide ass. Now watch this, all right? So we hit this play, okay? We come back. We get right on the ball. We run the same exact play. And this time, we read it on the slant, okay? We read it on the slant. Watch the slant open up in no huddle right here, getting played with pace right here, all right? Look, this guy has seen this ball get thrown into this window multiple times. Now we're going to leak the slant right behind him. All right, so again, if this dude sees something that's happening, you better fix it right now. Better fix it right now with the comms in the helmet. And that might be the biggest difference in this football game from a defensive perspective. Danny Stutzman, I would imagine, is wearing the green dot. Danny Stutzman's going to have Brent in his ear, all right, getting some intel. That's going to help out. You're going to see how clear this window looks. I mean, running the same play, just a little bit differently. Time check.
We were at 35 minutes.
All right. I think they got called for a penalty right there. 53-44. What do we want here? If he gets you into this bear look, he wants you into this bear look. I'm going to tell you that right now. He loves to run counter versus bear. He loves it. Anytime you want to do this, if he can find you doing this on tape, he's going to force it. All right, because he wants down blocks. He wants everybody on an angle right here. All right, and he wants to pull a backside guard, kick that guy, and he wants to pull a backside tackle for that guy. And now all of a sudden, all these bodies you got in the box don't really matter because I'm kind of running off the extended portion of the box. And by the way, you're giving me the angles anyways on the down lineman. All right, so watch all of these guys block on an angle this way and watch all the movement. You see, like that's so easy for these 5 football players. It's really, really hard for this guard to pull and kick, and it's really, really hard for this H-back to get through and see all this really cleanly. But, I mean, the picture can't be any better. You know what I mean? If he gets you into this bear look, he wants you into this bear look. You better have an overhang, all right? But the hard part is, where do I decide where to put the overhang? The some bitch is in pistol. I'd put it away from the H because I'm not going to pull an inline tight, am I? I'm probably going to pull the offline H back, all right? So I would be making sure we're bumping alignment away from the H, especially, look at his eyes, Jonathan. You see where he's looking? He's looking for the front side inside linebacker. He's looking for his assignment. He's over there like, ooh, I got to peep him. I got to find him. Look at him. He's cheating. Great job, though, getting up on Stutz. 54-51. Now, here's where this is, man, people would hate playing for me. They would hate or coaching for me if it were me. All right? This is how nerdy I would be. I've watched Sark, and I've studied Sark for like 3 or 4 years now. And I can almost promise you that on short yardage situations, if he's checking with me, meaning if they go to hard count and you don't move and they look to the sideline, and they're running the ball. They're running the ball right now, in my opinion. And I would have my analyst staff run down every single check with me in short yardage situations, and we would find a tendency. Because I think what he's doing, guys, is he's reading voids. He's looking at voids. So we're going to check with me right now. And as an offensive coordinator, I see these three techniques, right? And I see a bunch of void right here in the middle of this defense. So if I really wanted to, hey, we could combo up here. We could out. We could combo to this Mike. All right, we can pull him with an inside. Like, we've got numbers right here if we really want it. If we really want it. Actually, I drew that combo up wrong. We've got 6 for their 6 in the box. Check this out. This is going to hit and gash Oklahoma right here and put it one-on-one with the safety just based off of alignment. All right, watch the replay right here. All right, and you'll see what I'm talking about. They did this against Michigan over and over and over and over again. Oh, look, a 3-yard bubble over there on right guard. That's it. Hut, let's make sure they're not moving. All right, they're not moving. Shit, they're going to let us do it. All right, let's do it. Like, it's too easy. So they're going to double team this 3-tech up to Stutzman. They're going to inside veer release and seal that backside in. Watch how slow and easy and methodical this combination block is for the center. He just walks right up to the inside linebacker. And look at the void. The void's right where you had it pre-snap. Again, that's how nerdy I would be. I would walk into my analyst office that makes $35,000 a year and sits there and works 365 days a year, all right, and 120 hours a week. And I'm going to say, hey, buddy, I know this is going to suck, but I need you to go through every single check with me on short yardage and make sure they don't, run the ball more than they pass it. Because I think they do. I think that every time they check with me on short yardage, I think they're finding voids to run. All right, so I would be moving. Here's the thing. If you're Brent, I think you have to have the deepest list of play calls you could possibly have. All right, you've got to save a bunch of changes and a bunch of looks for the second half, which means you've got to get to the second half really closely, all right, in a really tight football game. You've got to have a variety of variations for this offense, because if you just line up and play the same thing against certain looks, he's going to destroy you. He's going to find ways that you're vulnerable in that particular defense. I think Brent is the best defensive coordinator for this type of task, because I know over the last 2 weeks, this man has been in his bag. He has been trying and trying and trying to figure this out. And eventually, he just might. I'm not saying they're going to win, but if they can, it's a 21-17 football game. If they allow 30-plus points, it's game over. I don't think their offense can sustain that. All right, not from what I have seen. All right, for Brooks Austin for the Film Guy Network, hey, if you enjoyed this, I enjoyed you enjoying it. Make sure you hit that thumbs up button, like, subscribe, rate, review. I love you. Bye.